communication barriers and how to improve our listening. But the other part of the chapter was how do we respond thoughtfully to others, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Okay. Now, we can respond verbally or non-verbally to make sure we either understood the message or we didn't understand the message. Verbally, there's some things that we can do to let the sender or the source know that we got it or we didn't get it. Okay? So, what would it sound like? What would be some things that you would say to let the speaker know that you understand the message?
Mm-hmm. Or like, yeah.
But that, verbal, remember words.
I understand.
I understand, right? Or if they ask you a question, you give them the right answer. That would be letting them know that you understood the message verbally. Okay? We're going to get to nonverbal in just a minute. Okay? That you're interested. How can you say you're interested verbally, without saying I'm interested? What else would you say?
That's interesting.
That's interesting, or that sounds really neat, or wow. Right? All those are words, but you're saying them that lets the speaker know or the source know you're on the same page as they are, and you're actually, you care about what they're saying. Okay. Now, if you just say, wow, that's not going to work. You've got to say it along with the paralanguage, too. That you would like them to continue speaking. What might you say? You're in a conversation with your friend, and they're giving you some good gossip. What are you going to tell them? And then what happens, right? What else? Keep going. All of that, again, verbally saying that you want them to continue. And again, it would show interest also. But it lets them know that you want them to keep elaborating on the story. What else? And then what? And then that you would like to say something. How do you verbally let somebody know that it's your turn to talk or you want to say something? Yeah, you could say, excuse me, right? Or you can say, okay, it's my turn now. Miss Escamilla and me, we're both chatty. And sometimes we don't want to let each other jump in to talk. And so we have to say, it's my turn. And that's the only way we'll get to talk with each other. Say, okay, is it my turn yet? Okay, yes. And then we'll keep going. So we have to ask each other when we're done talking so that we can continue conversation because we're chatty people. But that's the only way. Otherwise, we just keep talking all day long. And, we wouldn't get in the other part of the conversation. So we can do it verbally, but we can also respond non-verbally. And again, these are some things to do. Eye contact, head nods, vocal assurances, taking notes. So when you were saying you were interested or you got it, non-verbally, what would it sound like? Right? All of the things that are not words. Or saying wow, but the inflection, right? The vocalics in the wow is what really let that person know that you're interested, or ugh, or all of those things, nonverbal, even with eye contact. When people do roll, you might not see it on the video camera, but doing that, rolling the eyes, again, shows nonverbally that you're not interested. So again, as a good listener and you want to be responsive, rolling your eyes is not a good sign to your speaker or your source that you're paying attention. Okay? So these are all the things that we can be expressive non-verbally, but also verbally to communicate that we're listening and that we understand the message. Now, again, the more, and when I say intimate, I mean the more affection that you feel for this person. And it could be friends, it could be romantic, however you want to look at it. We want to always make sure that those interpersonal relationships, those people that we care about, that we're listening to them and we're showing them that we're empathetic and we care about what they have to say and we're trying to understand where they're coming from. And that's what we talk about when we say listening with empathy. Now, what are some of those things that it sounds like? What does it look like? Ask appropriate questions. So, if they're on one conversation, don't ask a random question that has nothing to do with it because they're going to think, are you even listening to me? Right? Paraphrase the content, and then paraphrase the emotion too. So don't just rephrase what they said, rephrase how they felt, because if somebody feels very strongly and they're very upset about an issue, let's say that somebody, didn't fill the copier with paper, and so you're angry about that. Yeah, it's a little thing, they didn't fill the copier with paper, but it's more than that they weren't considerate about other people. So you've got to paraphrase both to let the sender or the source know that what they're feeling is being understood. understood and they're being respected at the same time. Okay? And again, there was a responsiveness scale that you can fill out to see how responsive that you are as a listener. So, what do you think? It says, how do you feel when people do not respond effectively to you? When people respond in an ineffective manner, does it affect your speaking behavior? And then what can you do to help others know that they're not responding to you in an effective manner? And that's what the video is all about, and we'll talk about that right now.